Hello, I'm going to talk you through how to set up your annotated bibliography and how to get started. First of all, before you watch this video, you need to watch the Edpuzzle. It explains to you what's in an annotated bibliography, what its purpose is, how you complete it. Now I'm just going to show you the step-by-step, more specific details of formatting. So you want to make sure under File, Page Setup, that you have 1-inch margins all the way around your document and that it is portrait. Then you want to insert a header. You can either do it with a header like this under Insert, Header, or you can do page numbers. I'm going to try page numbers. Wasn't working for me earlier. Nope, let's try again. I'm going to insert a header. And I'm going to write a line, and you're going to put your last name. So if your last name is Smith, you'll put Smith on page 1. Then down here, you want to make sure that that is Times New Roman, size 12. All of the font should be Times New Roman, size 12. And then you're going to put a heading. So you put your name, and since I'm using Smith, we'll say Robert Smith, whatever your name is, and you're going to double space. And then you'll put Miss Howard. I'm your English teacher. You can put Holly Howard if you'd like. Then the course is English 3. And then you're going to use the due date, which is October 25th, 2020. That's what this entire annotated bibliography is due. So you press enter. You're going to center a title.
And let us know if you need help. Thank you.
There's your annotated bib title. Okay. So now I'm ready to complete my first entry. So the first thing the Edpuzzle said you needed was a citation. So here is my first article, and I need a citation, and I downloaded the extension MyBib, which is super helpful. I want to make sure it is Modern Language Association, so MLA 8. Click there. Then it makes the citation for me. I'm going to double check. It has an author, the title of the article, the source where it was found, the date it was written, and the URL. So that's important. So I'm just going to click to copy. I'll come over here and paste. I actually want this to line up over here. It needs to be all the way to the left, but then you're going to do a hanging indent. So you go to Format, Align and Indent, Indentation Options. And we're going to do Hanging, and that moves everything over just a little bit. Okay. Now, the Edpuzzle that you watched tells you that you need a few sentences to summarize the source, a few sentences to evaluate and analyze the source. So it should be about a paragraph. I have one already written, so I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's my text I've already written. This will need to be written in your own words. And if you were thorough on your Padlet and your evaluation and analysis of the source, this will be super simple. You are just going to work your thoughts from your Padlet into a cohesive paragraph. You want to start by indenting the paragraph. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you identify what kind of source this is. So this is an opinion piece by a professor. And in this article, he claims that in order to establish a good dialogue about controversial and complex ethical issues, people must be willing to discuss them. That's the main idea of the article. And then I go into detail about how he makes that argument. So notice I didn't spend a ton of time evaluating the source, just telling you what type of source it is, who the author is. You went into detail on your Padlet. This should be more about the article itself. And you want it in your own words, but specifically referencing pieces of the argument or of the article that were important to your research. So I have just a paragraph here, and then I would be ready for my second entry. After that, I press enter, and then I would do my second citation and start to write about my second source. Remember, you want them in alphabetical order by this first letter here. So whatever letter comes first in your MLA entry is the order in which you will place it in your annotated bib. Remember, you only have to have 4 sources in your annotated bibliography, but they do need to show the spectrum of opinions. So you don't need to load all of your sources from one side. That would not show a spectrum of opinions. You want to make sure you have an article or a piece from lots of different viewpoints and perspectives. That's really important. You only have to do 1 entry this week. What you would do is you would turn this in. I would give you feedback on the formatting and what you put in the content of the annotated bibliography. This example is on Google Classroom, so if you need help, make sure you open up all the documents from week 8, and they will help you work through this process. If what I see needs to be changed or tweaked or revised in any way, I'll leave you feedback, and you can review that feedback before next week. And then next week, once you figured out how to do it correctly, you will do your other 3 entries. And by the 25th of October, you will turn in all 4 sources on your annotated bib. If you have any questions, please reach out and know that I am available at your assigned class time on our Google Meet if you need help or have questions. I'm happy to help. Remember, this is your first unassisted assessment, so it is a test in a way. You do get the chance to get feedback and revise, but try your best the first go round to see how well that effort pays off. And I will leave you feedback on changes if you need to make those.